To keep it short, after a few weeks or months, I went also to India. And that was a big step because mentally it was like, for my mind, it was no. After all this pain, no. But it was good because then the Pune 2 situation started and
You were there when Osho left the body?
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was like 3 or 4 years with Osho and enough time. And but there I started to type Osho's audio. That art thou, I remember. I learned computer, and I ended up in the research library. And then the regular meetings with Osho in Chuantasu, which was my first.
When he was speaking with
Yeah.
Okay.
Being sniffed and sitting in the third row and then I got more and more into his talking, which was beautiful. I mean, yeah. And the evening also, like 2 times, And I didn't live in the ashram at that time. I had a room in Corrigan Park, but it was already like feeling like part of the ashram at that time. So it went on and on and on.
I have one more question.
Tell me.
You are in Osho Dham since few months.
Yes.
So what you would like to share how you felt here staying for all these days?
After Osho left the body, this is a very important thing because it's connected with Osho Dham. Because after, as I said before, I felt so not really shocked, but I felt utterly alone. Now he was sort of the focus point, but now he's not in the body anymore. And at that time, I was not yet, I was not able to be in the evening meditation and as a reconnecting with him at that time. This is insofar important because I still was sort of in a shock and kind of numb, and I didn't want to be part of these kind of rituals. Right? Like you said sometimes that this is for you ritual. But it took only maybe what also is important, Osho was the main connection. Let's say meditation. But it was very much nourished by his presence, by his energy. And and on the sidetrack, I was very much connected with Kavisha and the Mystery School and the Center for Transformation or Publication with the people there. But they were more on the mental plane, except with In the mystery school, it was more like, and we did all these therapy groups. And this is maybe important. Also, when the Mystic Road started, and the No Mind, and the Born Again, where I understood it's not about therapy, because at that time, the therapy was done because something is wrong with me. So we had to do all these hundreds of groups. I mean, we spent thousands of dollars and euros, which was making this place grow, and the pyramids and everything. And Osho wanted to have this big thing. But only the Mystic Rose gave me the key that it's not about therapy. And it's about releasing also. And it's not finished with one therapy group or with one Mystic Rose. I did 3 of them. And I saw how Turiya or Prasad or Devapad and all these hotshots, therapists, no, I was with them in the Mystic Rose, They were sitting behind me talking while we were doing our number. It was taking off their power, in a way. And this I noticed also later on when I did Path of Love and all this. I still had this idea, I'm guilty, I'm not good enough, and this and that. But what happened there, it was I started to meditate. And it was only after I met Baba Purnanand, Osho enlightened Sannyasin, when meditation started. And this is important because Osho, even Rajneesh Puram, he was talking about meditation. But our daily worship, being in that commune, being with him, that was our meditation, of course. But it was not what I later on discovered as silence and meditation. It was still pretty noisy, as you were saying this morning.
So let's come
to Oshodam.
Yeah.
Because
Share your experience.
the dream of the last 10 years was still, where is the commune? Where is the Sangha? And the ashram of Baba Purnananda in Gujarat was more like an ashram. And he was totally into silence and into Osho and silence, which was like, yeah. But there I felt like, anyway. And I was still looking for, and one day I wanted to go to Gujarat in the ashram, and the ashram was full, so I couldn't go there. So where do I go? I went to Nepal, and that was my first experience of an Osho commune again. And with the craziness of Swami Anand Arun, Bodhisattva, I noticed he was a little bit like Siddhartha, my first experience. But the evening meditations were really amazing. And there I reconnected with that Sangha and with Osho. And a few years later, I happened to be in Daluvala, in Osho Prem, in lockdown and everything. And then it popped up that, Oshodam would be an option, so I called Atul. And so he invited me. And here exactly it happened. Because I had this feeling, once Osho left the body, find a living master. But I overheard what he also said. But only here, I noticed that it's happening every day. If I'm open, and if there is emptiness happening. And here we go. And even though we were just a few people, which is continuing my aloneness and this, and perfect. But during the celebrations and during the mystic rows, I noticed, wow, this is when more than 2 or 3 or 4 sannyasins gather around the master, connecting with him as good as they can do. But it was happening more and more. And the peak was really the third stage in the mystic rows when we were sitting there. Wow, what a silence, And that was, okay, the atmosphere was the hall, which is already like a powerhouse. And then you sitting there and the people having released quite a bit. And the silence was magnificent. I mean, it was amazing. So it's happening right now. And not postponing and some big bing bang of enlightenment and this and that, I'm not telling you the story with Diksha, but no, we don't do that.
Thank you. It was wonderful sharing. Thank you. Wow. Maybe some other time.
No. What? The Diksha? No.
But what you said in the end now, this moment.
No, this moment.
Great. Thank you.